She played many roles throughout her life. She was a devoted mother, the absolute best Nana ever, as she would say. A cherished sister, a favorite auntie, and a dear friend. I'd like to spend a few moments reflecting on her role as our mom. That's capital M, capital U, capital M, as she always signed her emails, and that of Nana. So much of who we are as her children and grandchildren is an absolute mirror reflection of my mom. As Pastor Rob had said, my mom had an enormous heart filled with passion, compassion, and empathy. It's ironic that in the end it was her heart that failed her because it was her heart that drove her every act throughout her life. She had unselfish generosity. She never took the easy way out by spending 30 seconds to write a check for a cause. She gave her time through blood, sweat, and tears to every cause she ever participated in, and there were so many. My mom taught us never to do anything quote-unquote half-baked. She never just brought cookies. She brought cookies on a creative themed plate with a complimentary garnish wrapped in pastel cellophane with a handmade bow and an ornament on top. And if it was a holiday, she was probably dressed in some outfit as well. She was amazingly kind to everyone. She taught us never, ever, under any circumstances, to be mean to anyone or to make fun of anyone. Moreover, we were taught that if someone was being picked on, that we should go over and help stand up for that person. She really was the champion of the underdog, whether it was a family in need or a political candidate. Perhaps this was because she was often the underdog herself. My mom had an outstanding work ethic. Whether working on Dukakis' press room, organizing an event for the League of Women Voters, or holding a sign at the polls, she went above and beyond the call. Although she only stood 5 foot 1/2 of an inch, and she always made you know there was 1/2 of an inch there, she stood up for what she believed in and made her opinion heard. Her conviction made her a well-known character in the political community and in the town of Westwood, the place she called home for 35 wonderful years. Throughout those years, she was often seen buzzing around town in her distinct vehicles, an early 70s white convertible sedan with a sugar daddy melted in the back seat that remained there, I think, for 10 years. A green Hornet hatchback wallpapered in Dukakis bumper stickers, or her first new car, ever, a Geo Metro Eggmobile with yard sale fines or political signs sticking out of the back. She had relentless perseverance and an ability to forge ahead regardless of what life dealt her. As a single mother raising 3 children in the early 70s, she faced many obstacles ranging from financial constraints to the judgment of others. She never went around an obstacle, she went right over them, maintaining her dignity and pride throughout it all. She was a single working mom well ahead of the times. And finally, my mom's devotion to her children was truly extraordinary. We always absolutely, unequivocally came first. She always put our needs ahead of her own. If we needed a new pair of winter boots and the car needed new tires, we got the boots. This could explain why so many of her cars were in such dire straits. Growing up in an affluent town like Westwood in a family situation where our finances were somewhat constrained had the potential to create a negative situation. We never knew the difference. We were well cared for and, more importantly, well loved. We were told we could do anything with our lives and there were no bounds to our dreams and goals. Her daughter, Deirdre, or Dee Dee as my mom called her, is the spitting image of my mom, and oh boy, did she love to hear that. All of the attributes I mentioned live within Deirdre. As a mom, Dee Dee faced every parent's fear, the possibility of losing a child. Yet drawing on the strength, courage, and perseverance instilled in her by my mom, she navigated it all with amazing grace. And like my mom, she never lost sight of others in need, often bringing food for the families of other cancer patients who may have not had a home-cooked meal in months. I love you. My mom was so very proud of her son, Brendan. They really grew quite close over the last couple of years, a gift she treasured. Brendan, too, has had an amazing ability to persevere through much adversity. His devotion to his daughter Angela is at the heart and soul of his world. Everything Brendan does is centered around Angela's needs. Seeing him as a dad brought so much joy into my mom's world. My mom would be disappointed if I didn't mention my partner, Ginny. She was like a daughter to my mom, and they were exceptionally close. 2 weeks before my mom became ill, she told me, and I quote, "You are so lucky to have Ginny in your life. She is so thoughtful." And then she paused, reflecting on the priorities in her life, and said, "And she sends thank you notes for everything." When we brought my mom home from the hospital on that Sunday, Ginny stayed with us and stayed 24 hours a day until the end. She was there holding my mom's hand, telling her she loved her as she took her last breath.